knowing that you can make money from something you actually enjoy doing, it just felt like, okay.
Yeah, what's the point of living through life if you know everything that's going to happen?
Some of these things don't even start off sensible. Let me know if it's sounding too deep.
Don't do that to you. Don't know people that want you. They'll wait for you.
People are like, is it only your task?
We're there for you.
Before I got on this show, I was like, I want to know how their WhatsApp group is, man.
Come and get Inkblot's 10th anniversary.
I will.
Now is your moment. Don't mess it up.
You can have people that will show you the road because they know road, but they are not necessarily your mentors.
Until today, I think you guys are still the most, one of the most
You can say
really
the most.
professional, one of the most really professional film production companies.
I'm not supposed to talk about this. All right, welcome everybody
To another episode of
Inkblot, meet and greet.
Yes!
actors have a film they saw when they were little at whatever time it was that just made them think, wow, I want to be this person. So do you have that film?
Maybe it's Titanic because
Oh, really?
I always want to be Rose.
How many times did you watch that movie?
Maybe like 7 times.
Oh, wow.
And I cried every time.
Every time.
Okay, but seriously, what made you think, you could do this and you want to take a shot at it?
You know, the funny thing is actually, I'd been in many more plays than I'd ever seen. And so it was, my love of it came from doing it. And I had no ambitions to be a celebrity. I had no ambitions to be in movies. I just loved doing it. And, I was mainly brought up by my mom. She was very supportive. And definitely by the time I got into RADA, which is considered one of the best drama schools in the country, it was much easier, it was very supportive,
I always tried to do everything I saw on TV and I saw that I was actually doing it well. I'm like, okay, if I can do this well, why don't I just continue with it? I always got into like the theater group in school, like when I was in secondary school, when I was in university. And when I came out, I said, no, I don't want to act again. I want to do business. I want to make plenty money. I was sure like,
But you're not sure what you wanted to make money in, just that it was business.
Okay, I knew that the business had to do with like beauty and relaxation because that's what I was interested in. And that's what I would spend money on. So that's what I feel like, okay, if I'm doing it, I'll do it well because I know the complaints of customers and I know what customers want, so I know how to give them. Yeah, but and I always felt like acting in Nigeria, like you cannot compare the lifestyle of a celeb
There's no
in
money
Nigeria.
So yeah, when I started, obviously she was the established. Yeah, she's been so consistent, 20-something years in the game, relevant.
Mad.
So that time, she was, G, and I was. She was there telling me, whispering to me at home, telling me, there's no money in Nollywood, don't waste your time.
Don't come.
I already know you like when this, there's no money, because I just gone. But I didn't see this happening from that night. Remember what we were getting paid now? So I didn't see this possibly happening. So I said, okay, there's no money in it, that's what she says. I needed to now figure out how to monetize it. And I knew that to give producers like you guys extra value, you can't just be a good actor. You have to be able to help them sell the film. People need to want to watch a project because you're in it. And if you can be solid in that, when it comes to decision-making processes for casting, you always get picked over the other guy, even if he can cry
It's an
on
added
cue.
advantage. But what is the hardest thing in this industry for
To
you?
make money. You make money. It's like
Exclusive.
Another exclusive.
Okay, so besides the money, because I think that's general.
Do I want to be one person for the rest of my life without being Ofoman? And it's a no. So it depends on what you want for yourself. It depends on what you want for your career. See, the truth is this. It's very easy to do the Tom Cruise and just take the one character, be that one character forever. Nothing is going to challenge you. Nothing is going to move you. Your money go to complete. In fact, your money go to grow.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Bankable.
But the thing is, what do you want? What do you want? You look at a Daniel Day-Lewis and you just see how this person is able to change and become this person and you're like, wow, right? And some actors might want that for themselves.
Why is that the biggest constraint for you?
yeah, because sometimes.
No, wait, now I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm in a dilemma right now. I think every filmmaker goes through that, or every artist. I'm kind of thinking that they say that I'm making good films, but the audience don't like them, or is the film just good to me alone? And I don't know if I'm doing the right things. I'm trying to figure out the audience taste buds, and also what I like, and just try to find a balance.
the cross to Hollywood? How did that happen?
Well, what happened? So yeah, eventually I was like, okay, I just wanted to explore. I come from a exploring people, as both my mom and my dad, just travelers. So I went to the States and I tried to get meetings. I didn't, so I just played basketball for 2 weeks. And eventually one casting director said they'd meet me. And so I said, great. So I went to meet them. And then within 10 minutes of the movie, they were like, you need to meet so-and-so. And they get put on the phone. Hey, yeah, the person at NBC. Yeah, you got to meet this kid. He's great. Da, 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 da. Boom. Okay, next meeting. And then within my last 3 days of being there, I met like 15 people, including the agent that I have till today, who got me my job at Black Widow. Look, to be fair, even the agent I met said to me, come back when you've been in something. You know, so it wasn't like, oh, then the doors opened. I had so many trials, so many ups and downs. I can't tell you the amount of times I've just been unemployed in a small room with no, money.
How do you deal with the fact that you are young relative to your talents?
I'm well.
It depends.
Because her face, right?
Yeah, I want to hear what she has to say.
It's hard though. So, well, first of all, let me just say this to the cameras. What people are getting me from all the angles.
Yes.
I was and I am blessed to have worked with the kind of actors I worked with on Charge and
Oh,
Bail.
please, you're giving us a caveat.
No,
I thought you were giving
I'm
us
being
something with your
serious.
chest.
No, I'm being serious because
Okay.
here is the thing. They didn't make it seem like I was directing them for the first time,
Awesome.
right? It was a very comfortable space, at least for me, to them, right? And Uncle Bimbo Manuel and Zainab had this, it's not weirdness, they could just throw a question at you, right? And you have to have an answer. So the days when I don't have answers, nobody's looking at me like, you're supposed to know, why don't you know? We are talking back and forth on how we should solve the problem or the challenge, all right? So for me, well, for all the stuffs I have directed, no actor has ever made me feel, oh, I'm a young director, I don't know what I'm doing.
For those who don't know, when you're on a film set, you do a lot of waiting. In a 12-hour
Part of
day,
the job.
you may be in front of the camera for 60 minutes, for 120 minutes. The rest of the time you spent waiting.
Yes.
And my mentality around it changed when I first started directing. Because what I realized is that it's not all about the actor. It's not all about you. There
I
are
love
so
you more, you guys.
many other things going on, including,
you.
or how high is the sun? Or have we got this piece of equipment?
Increase the
or,
volume on his mic.
And then I realized that, oh no, I'm part of a big team. You watch the end of a credit, you see 100, I'm part of that team, I'm an important part of that team, but I'm not the team. I'm not everything. And so when I understand, look, there can be mismanagement. People can time things wrong and you're left waiting for bad reasons. But what I did is I became a professional waiter.
That's a big issue sometimes, because sometimes an actor comes on your set and they're just jumping from another set, so they still have another character
In their mind.
So when they come to meet you, you are like on camera, like see the first take, you're like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is not the person that showed up on set yesterday. And that's not create a problem for you to solve, you know. And I think the industry as a whole just needs to create just make people more comfortable, whereby you can do one job and stick to it.
Is the economy.
They say a lot of actors have to learn to love their characters.
You must.
Before you can execute the performance in a realistic way. So how do you love an abuser?
Finding the empathy, right? Of course, for me, having done the research, really just working it in my mind, trying to justify, why it really should be.
Yeah, it's like removing your personality from
Exactly, forgetting
from the
yourself.
conversation,
Exactly, and then just, first of all, this is a job to be done.
Yeah.
First, get that out of the way.
Yeah.
You have work to do. So, right, and then there's nothing personal. So find it somehow.
But then the question, of course, is this. So after you have now built that empathy castle and they yell, cut, it's a wrap. How do you then dismantle that castle?
How do you then not end up in Lagos traffic and one lady now bashes your car and you're like, yes! Opportunity!
That's where crime punishment and accountability comes in. You know, man, this is real life.
And
If I go home and do nonsense, I'll end up in jail.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's just bad to do nonsense.
Yeah, but remember you've built an empathy palace. So like, how do you break those things down?
Nollywood will teach you to break it quickly.
All right, move on to
The next one is waiting for you.
Right.
You know, and then you
right.
can't have the same.
You can't dwell.
Exactly. You really have to just find ways to.
Literally,
to
you're
get
moving
out.
from set to set. Like, you've shot till 12 o'clock here, you're going to shoot one happy-go-lucky
That's why
guy.
it's really important to give yourself to sometimes step back, take time out to detox your spirit and your soul and your mind. It's really, really important for an actor.
So these movies, did you write and produce them, or did you work with the writer?
Yeah, I work with the writer.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to write. So I have the ideas in my head because I watch a lot of films. So I just get a writer that is patient enough to hear me. So I just write these 5 pages of what I want the film to look like. I'm very, very fascinated with taxis and Ubers. I'm very fascinated anytime I enter.
Ubers?
For no reason, I
Wow.
will just... For no reason, I'll just enter Ubers and just start questioning the drivers about their lives. That's how I get stories. And one day, this guy told me this hilarious story that I was like, I'm going to make a film about.
Wait, you mean it wasn't real?
Yeah, he
accidentally kidnapped somebody?
no, accidentally, he was transporting a kidnap.
And he did not know.
Yeah.
So are you thinking of doing anything in Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, I am. There's a number of projects that I'm developing, both in the fiction and the docu space, which I'm really curious about. You know, because I just feel there's so much potential here. There's so much stories here, and
You haven't scratched the surface.
You haven't scratched the surface, and I can't wait. And I also want to be part of that vanguard.
You can't grow without community, to be honest. And then if you have a group of people that you can always lean on, you know, you can. Yeah, you have like minds.
I think basically you just said it. I'm one of those people who believe that you cannot grow without community. Not because you don't have
the ability to go
do
on
the
your
things
own.
you want to do on your own. You can, but it's not sweet. You know, when women keep hammering, I don't like that slogan, women supporting women, because I don't hear men saying men supporting men. So
Except ironically.
Exactly, unless they're trying to diss women, right?
Well, I get that, but I would disagree. But carry on.
Yeah, I don't like to say it because I feel like we put too much emphasis on the negative of women being together as against the positive. And so what we're invariably doing is making people focus on seeing a group of friends together and saying, oh my God, this is wonderful. Women don't do this. So we're trying hard to break that, right? And so we're not,
I like that.
we're not too much, a lot of times before now, when we're together, we'll film or something, put it on Instagram and people will be excited. We don't do that anymore because we feel like we might even be giving the wrong vibes. We want you to find your compatibility naturally. We want you to be able to come and say, you're a guy, I'm a girl, we have this project together and, we can run it. It doesn't matter what our gender is.
Yes.
You're a woman, I'm a woman, and we can run it together. We want you to find it, not because you're trying to prove a point.
But before that, I was really down. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't doing anything. I was just out of it in a black hole. And so Mimi from Film One and Sister Toye called and they're like, Osas, you need to do this movie. And I'm like, I'm not in the mood for nothing. I don't want to do anything. But Sister Toyin is quite persistent.
Understatement of the millennium. Never gives up.
She is quite persistent. And I'm like, I gave excuses. I'm like, I think I'm going to be in town. And I don't know. She's like, Osas, you are doing my film. And that is that. We will work with your dates, no problem. Like, she was just like on it. And it was such a blessing. It really helped bring me back into myself again and working and just, awesome. I'm really grateful to that project. It really helped me and it's good.
So do you have plans to do any more romantic comedy dramas?
Yes.
Please, we need more.
Another exclusive.
Please, say it.
Working on a sequel for this lady called Life, titled
nice.
This Thing Called Love.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
So this
And is that one going to be Ifetide?
Oh, I like that one.
You guys should be very proud of me because I'm not Yoruba.
You translated Yoruba just like that.
So there's a lot of stuff that's coming out in theaters and on streaming platforms.
We already know about that one too now because they released the trailer. We saw you there with the microphone. Letting them know that Labaru is in town. Labaru is coming. So back to back, 3 huge projects, man.
Yes.
Actually, it's the same day, actually. It's actually the same day.
With bad comments.
Yeah, 27th.
So if you're not in the cinema watching bad comments, you
should
better
be
be
at
on your
home
laptop watching
King of Boys.
I just finished playing Barack Obama.
Oh, wow. That's a good next step.
I was going to please tell them about it.
So Showtime is doing a show called First Ladies, which is really about First Ladies, 3 First Ladies, Gillian Anderson, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Viola Davis playing 3 First Ladies. And so I play my Barack to Viola, Queen Viola's Michelle. And so I just finished shooting that about just a few weeks ago.
What should we expect? Just
So what's it meant to be like? Tell us. So
It's just
into the life.
Yes, it's meant to show me as a human being, not as a celebrity all the time. Me facing all the struggles, just showing that, okay, being a celebrity or being a very popular person in Nigeria is not all rosy all the time. So it will show you the glamorous parts, it will show you the parts that are not so rosy. It will just show me in every form of my life, every aspect of my life. Yes, that's it. So just for people to understand me better and obviously to be entertained.
And it's called
Inside Life with Erica.
Inside Life.
See the geriatric women now. Let's look at them. See them.
Oh shit. All right.
I want to say how I feel.
Uyi, you better sell your film because your own is coming first. So Uyi.
Please come and watch Charlie and Bill because of me and my family. We need it. Well, but that aside, I mean, Charlie and Bill, it's about a girl that discovers or finds herself. And I mean, we're in a world where we are looking for ourselves every day. We are trying to find ourselves every day. And I hope and I pray that when you come watch Charge and Bill, you will get an answer for yourself. It's fun,
This woman is a deep person. So she went into the theme of the film.
My actors, what? Stan Inze, Zena Balogun, Tope Oloni, Chris Clown, Girl. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Now you have to mention everybody.
Sell market.
Uncle Bimbo Manuel.
Sell market.
I mean.
First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you. If you watched the whole video, you're a genius and we love you.
And for what it's worth, I will allow the Inkblot or I Woman in Film to have the last word and send us out, giving the thrust of this episode.
Fire.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that as we grow towards this ideal, you will continue to watch the Inkblot Meet and Greet podcast on all podcast platforms near you.
All right.
Bye,
guys.
Keep on watching. Inkblot, you know the vibes. Get me lit.
Later, man.
I love it.
Peace.